Hello, beautiful people on the internet. It's me, Gratified What Ifs, and I'm here to tell you what if Deku had crystals powers. Part 0, 1, and let me just call it part 1 because this is only going to be our origin. Sadly, there is not going to be any villains. I'm not going to jump into like that, just like how I did with the Luke Cage Deku What If. And let me just apologize because I didn't upload yesterday. I was currently thinking about what I was doing and I had to get through some other things to do yesterday, so I'm sorry for that. So right now I just thought, hey, let me just do this crystal person because I really found her as a very interesting inhuman when I was growing up. Like, I love the Inhumans not only because of Black Bolts but also because of Crystal, because she was pretty cool. She could manipulate fire, ice, and all that. I saw her first when I was watching Hulk's Agents of Smash, and she was pretty cool. So I thought, hey, let me just do a what if on Deku becoming her. And also another thing, Deku is not going to be called Deku. Her name, yes, I'm turning Deku into a female. Because, well, Crystal is a female, but I won't do that with all what ifs because I'm planning on doing one where he gets the powers of a girl, but he won't become a girl. But for this one, first gender bent what if, and this may be the last time I will do it. Anyway, now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's jump into the video. But wait, I nearly forgot. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and comment down below any kind of what if ideas that you have for me in the near future. And also, you might get a double upload today of the next parts of the Luke Cage Deku. So yeah, let's jump straight into the video. Last we left off, we saw Izumi Midoriya. Just imagine Deku with as a girl, but with crazy fire-like green hair and green eyes and a blue dress, just getting bullied and insulted by some girls. Although she doesn't get bullied as much because she is a girl. You don't really just push guys don't push girls around like that. I mean, that's not right. So yeah, not as much where you get injured every day, but at least psychologically she gets tortured. And Inko is trying to comfort her as much as she can, but honestly, it's not really enough. The other person that has been kind of a friend to her was Bakugo, who just took pity on her because, well, he wanted to, because he was like the first friend he ever made, plus his mom, asked him to do so. So he did, and he was like saying sorry or helped her up or just like told bullies to stay away from her, until one day when she was being bullied again and she was walking back home and Inko picked her up. When they were going back home, something mysterious happened and she was crying from her latest torment. Izumi opened her eyes to see green mist had enveloped the area. It was enveloping everywhere like some kind of crazy thick fog. Then she started to feel a little bit dizzy, and then she fell. Last thing before she fully lost consciousness was the voice of her mother calling out to her, telling her that she should wake up, that, "Are you okay, sweetie? Please tell me you're okay." And then she blacked out. When she woke up, she found herself in a field of flowers. She didn't know what to do. She just started to walk around and then felt the flowers on her palms and then started to let her childhood just get the better of her and then start looking at this place with childlike wonders. No bullies, no worries, no people with no quirks. Nobody here to, well, bully me because I'm quirkless. Nothing. That's what she thought. And then deep into the meadow of flowers, she saw All Might, her number one idol. She doesn't know what was going on, so she started to walk towards All Might. Or at least what it looked like All Might. You know when that opening, in the first opening of My Hero, when you just see that cutout of All Might, that's how it looked like. He was almost like a star to her. Or more like the sun, yes, her shining light of peace in a way. So she started to walk to him, but it was getting more and more treacherous and harder. For once, she had to start climbing up some rocks. It was a little bit hard, but she got through it. But the real thing started when she had to walk through fiery place. She didn't know what happened. It was like a hallway filled with fire. So she started to walk across and then run towards All Might, but he seemed to get farther and farther and farther away. Then she found herself a little ocean. She started to swim through it while calling out All Might's name, but he didn't look back. So she just kept on swimming and swimming and swimming until she finally ran out of breath, and her dress was tattered with dirt from the mountains, some brim from the fire, and just wet entirely from the water. Next was air, and as she was trying to push herself through it, it just kept pushing her back, but she was determined to meet All Might, because, well, she wanted to ask him some questions about why people are being bullying her, and, just because she wants to meet her number one hero. And due to this, she was able to finally push through. It was a treacherous journey, but she did. And as she was walking up to All Might, he disappeared. She didn't know what to do, but the moment she tried to grab him, he turned into mist. Then she looked at her hand, and then it caught fire. This immediately woke her up. And as she woke up from that crazy dream of hers, she found herself in some kind of green surrounding. She didn't know what to do. She was scared, and she started to bust out of it. It was hard, but she finally managed to do it. And as she got out, she found herself in some kind of hospital ward. No, not a hospital ward, more like a morgue. But she didn't know what it was. She found herself in some kind of little cocoon, green cocoon. It was nasty inside. And she saw that some other people were also in cocoons. This terrified her more, and then she ran out of the hospital door. And she was calling out to her mom, saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, where are you? I need my mommy." One of the doctors, no, let me not say doctors, nurses, heard this and ran straight for Izumi. Say, hey, little girl, what's wrong? I can't find my... Oh, is it your mom or dad? Okay, well, can you at least tell me where you came from now? Like, where did you come from? Was it from there? She nodded and started to lead the doctor towards the hospital ward. And he looked at her and saying, "Here? What?" Izumi just continued to nod. He went inside and he was like, "What the hell?" And he looked and then he looked and he saw that the little heart was from her. Holy shit. This is the first discovery we had in weeks. And then he heard another pop. It was an old man this time, and for some reason, his face was as hard as diamond. And then some other people popped up. Some looked normal, some were kids, some were teenagers, some were, well, old people. But some of them also looked different. Like, they looked younger, they looked a bit healthier. Even though that the people that brought them in there said that they didn't look healthy. And some of them just looked like rocks. Some of them were weird. Immediately, the doctor started to back up and start calling other people to help him. And later on that day, it went on the news. In fact, it was basically global that the people that were in pods woke up. Turns out this strange event that happened, I'll give an explanation for why that happened later in the series, because I won't be mysterious. That this mysterious event that cocooned people into pods, they finally started to wake up, and surprisingly, they've developed new quirks. So now some of them are either hybrids, this is a news reporter that is saying this, or are, well, quirks now. So now 98% of the human population is now quirked. Amazing. So this is your 9 to 5 news, and please, doctors are saying that we need some time to analyze them. We're going to give them a few days to check if they're alright. Some kids will go back to their parents earlier than some of the adults because they need new ways of living with themselves and more training, while the kids, since they don't look powerful now, it seems that they'll be able to develop these new powers of theirs. I say to you all, this is a miracle from God himself. Good night. So after a few days, some people were taken to some other ward in the hospital where they usually train quirks and then get them diagnosed, while the kids were put into one section and their parents were being called. Some of them were being asked their last names. Some of them, they didn't know their last names and then they cried. But luckily, Izumi knew her last name. She said Midoriya and they were calling Inko Midoriya. And she was just crying, saying that her little daughter is okay. But there was also something strange about Izumi too. She wasn't the same. She didn't have fire-like green hair and green eyes. No. She had orange hair this time with a black circle in the back, sort of like hers. Also, this is when she joined the Fantastic Four, one of my favorite arcs ever involving Crystal. Sort of like hers, like her hair, but obviously not as long because Izumi is not an adult, but she will have this kind of hair when she's a teen. Yeah, when she's a teen. And her eyes will be red like fire. And there's going to be some reason for that. Although thankfully she still had a freckle, so when Inko had come to pick her up, she merely ran to Inko and then started hugging her, saying, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, it's been so scary." Do I know you, young girl? Izuku just looked at her. "Mom, it's me. It's me, Izumi. Don't you remember me?" "What? Oh." And then she looked at her freckles. "Oh." And tears started to come up to her eyes. "Oh, my baby girl." And started to hug her and say, "I'm so sorry. If only I could have done something. It's okay. Love you, mommy." And yeah, they went to go get her a checkup. And also the weeks that passed, I'm going to say 3 weeks because I don't think Terrigen Mist take like months or years. So yeah, I'm going to say like 3 weeks. I'm not entirely sure how far the Terrigen process goes. So yeah, they're not quirked. They are inhuman now. That's how it's going to be. And there will be a reason for that in later parts. So this is the origin of the Inhumans in the MHA world. And Deku, or Izumi, is going to be one of those Inhumans. Yeah. They went to the doctor and she started to say, "Are you quirked?" young girl? No? Well, if you don't have one now, I can understand. The demographic that people that went into these pods, the demographic now is that those who went to pods should have powers, but so far, there's only now 2% of those that don't have powers. Oh, well, I don't know. Then she started to remember that tingly feeling she had in her hand. Oh, well, I did this. And she ignited her hand on fire. Inko backed away immediately. What? Where could you? I, I don't know. It just happened. My God, that's amazing. And Miss Midoriya, was there anyone in your family that could use fire? Yeah, my husband could breathe fire. Huh. Looks like whatever she went through must have unlocked the ability. So I'm not going to give her all of her abilities because I want to go double check on Crystal. And let me just say, my God, she is the most overpowered person there. I believe that if not for Black Bolt, she could easily become queen. No joke. Like, you can go check it for yourself. I read all those powers and it's amazing. Like atomic manipulation. So I'm not going to give her all those powers like that, but I'm definitely going to give her some. Like, during the further we go into this what if, the more powers I'm going to give her. So yeah, this is the origin of what if Deku was Crystal. And well, I'm going to catch you guys later. And if I do a double upload, it's going to be a Luke Cage what if. And I will see you all guys next time. But before all of you go, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell, and comment down below any kind of what if ideas that you have for me. And I'll see you all next time.